You mentioned Lauri and sort of it's a nice segue when you're talking about the guard pecking order and some of their limitations. Lauri is, you said, he's not a self creator. It's like 65+% of his twos were assisted last year. Over 90% of his threes were assisted. Do you expect them to try and lean on him for more self creation? And do you believe, watching him a lot last year, that he has that extra gear as not just a self creator, but maybe is also a passer?
Well, I think at 7 foot and with his athleticism and with his skill set in terms of shooting over the top, I think you could do a lot of, God, I don't really want to make this comparison.
Oh boy, make it.
I think you could do a lot with Lauri, what Dallas did with Prime Dirk. See, I told you.
Aggregator, Mavs fans.
I told you.
Tony Jones says Lauri Markkanen is better than Dirk Nowitzki.
Now we're gonna see it, right?
Yeah.
No, but like the vision, peep the vision, right? Like you put him 15 to 17 feet from the basket. You isolate him at the top of the top of the foul line, right? He's being guarded by threes, so he's most likely going to be taller than them, or he's being guarded by fours, to which he's most likely going to be quicker than them. And if you need a basket in the last 5 minutes, go give me a bucket off of that. Go take one dribble and pull up. So I think some of that you could do some of that in isolation, but you're only doing it in the last 5 minutes of games. Okay. But the beauty of Lauri is that it just kind of doesn't matter what you're doing. He's going to make a cut, or he's 7 foot. He's going to catch the ball on the wing, and he's going to raise up and shoot. He's got an easy, quick shooting motion that's really low stress, and he makes 40% of them. Or he's, going to get it in transition. He's going to score that way, or he's going to get an offensive rebound and he's going to score that way, or he's going to get fouled. And, I watched him against the Clippers last Tuesday. The Jazz were kicking the ball into the upper deck, and it didn't matter. He's still at 13 and 6 at halftime, and the offense looked horrendous. And on Saturday, when the offense looked great, he had like 17 and 10 in like 12 minutes. Like, he's just really, really, really good. Mm. And, I think that he's primed for a really big year. His next evolution is, can we give you the ball in the last 5 minutes and can you go score baskets for us? When the defense is loaded up, you got a primary defender, you got one guy sloughing off on your right, another guy sloughing off on your left. Can you make that diagonal pass to the corner that leads to an open three? Or can you go and make a game winner for us? Things like that. We've gotten down to that part with Lauri Markkanen. We know what's going to happen in the first 43 minutes of a game. He's going to get you, 22 to 27 points a night, and he's going to get you 10 rebounds, and he's going to do it. Most likely he's going to do it efficiently. But what's going to happen in the last 5 minutes? So that's, to me, what the evolution of Lauri Markkanen has to be this year.
I do feel like, just based off his shooting stroke and his size, that if there's real volume to it, which there's never really been for his game, in his defense, that he should be a better pull-up jump shooter than we've seen at any point in his career. So I'm very interested to see that. I think you mentioned about finding guys in the corners. I think that's why John Collins' shooting is so important, because if you get to lineups where Walker Kessler's off the floor and you're playing Collins and Olynyk, maybe Taylor Hendricks is involved, whatever, like the floor is so open, I really do believe that the defensive attention he's drawing, and then just some of the flashes he's shown, I actually think, and I don't know if this is a popular, unpopular hot take, like I think that's someone who can be an above average passer for his position when it comes to just finding guys. And so if John Collins is hitting threes and like you have him and Olynyk on the court at the same time, or like I said, Hendricks, whatever, they're going to help off those guys because Lauri is drawing that type of attention when you give him space. So I think he's going to be fine. I've wondered if there would be pullback on his efficiency, whether he might struggle this year just because of the not having a Conley there, not even having a Malik Beasley 3-point volume outlet. But just the more I watch him, I think that it's there. And so it might just come down to like, if there are guys around him hitting enough of those shots where they can space the floor, yeah, you're not going to slow things down all the time for him. And you're not going to want him to run things from a standstill that much. But I think he has that in him. And so I'm hopeful, but I'm just so curious to see how often he gets to do it and then just what it looks like once he does.
Yeah, for sure. Like, you want to see the strides of his game that, have not typically been there in the last 8 years. And so, you want to see him evolve off the dribble a little bit more. You want to see him evolve in the passing game a little bit more. I think the downside for Lauri is that he's not sneaking up on anybody this year. Everybody knows he's good now. So when he plays the Los Angeles Clippers, he's going to see Paul George and Kawhi Leonard. When he plays against Minnesota, he's going to see Jaden McDaniels. When he plays against New Orleans, he's going to see Herb Jones. He's going to see all those. He's going to see the best of the best now. So, he's just got to figure it out in some of the ways that he hasn't in the past. But, the baseline that he has to work on is so vast. Like, he's such a great shooter. He doesn't miss free throws. He can score without needing to dominate the basketball. He's going to have a physical advantage, on many, many nights. He's going to have an athleticism advantage on many nights. The baseline there is so vast that, it's going to be hard to see him not having a great season. But, what the question is, can he evolve from an all-star level player to an all-NBA level player? Can he be, right now his profile looks like the second best player on a championship team. At age 26, can he up his profile to where you're looking at him and saying he can be the best player on a championship team? So that's where his challenges are going to come from this year.